We're EL and Sarah, PhD students in Brown University's Egyptology and Assyriology department.
While there is certainly a lot of interesting academic work happening in Near Eastern studies, the Academy is not the only place to get caught up on the coolest news items. One resource that many Assyriologists subscribe to is the Agade Listserv, compiled by Jack Sasson, the Mary Jane Worthen Professor of Judaic and Biblical Studies at Vanderbilt University. We have scoured the internet for the most exciting news stories and public scholarship related to the ancient Near East, subscribing to our favorite blogs and following the most fascinating research we can find on Twitter. Scholarship can come to us any way, anywhere, and anyhow.
Throughout the month, Sarah and I will curate a selection of items for interested non-specialists. Then we'll share them with you in videos like this so that you can be part of the conversation.
We are thrilled to be back on your screens this month. The new Black Scholars Initiative from Humans Against Poor Scholarship and Digital Hammurabi. In partnership with ASOR, this scholarship program will provide grants of $1,000 to emerging Black scholars to help cover the cost of the ASOR and RC annual meetings. Successful applicants will also be paired with PhD students and early career scholars to act as mentors over the course of the conference. Make sure you share this exciting news with any and all qualified students.
One of the most well-known and important ancient inscriptions is the Rosetta Stone, and we are still discovering new information about the process of its decipherment. Thomas Young was one of two 19th century scholars using the stone to decipher Egyptian hieroglyphs, and new insights into his process have come to light among the scholar's papers. Check out this article from The Guardian to learn more about the process of decipherment from one of the decipherers himself.
Monuments are certainly in the news these days, and many historians have weighed in on their role in history. Virginia R. Herman and Juliana Paradiso for The Ancient Near East Today take a look at the question through two memes. Yes, memes. Check out their article for more on the intersection between monuments, memes, and memory.
These days, we can't talk about monuments without addressing the infamous idea of cancel culture. While celebrities sign open letters and people of power cower in fear, people are once again looking to the past for answers. In his piece for Thought Leader, Luke Waltham takes us back to ancient Rome and the process of erasing the memory of hated emperors.
There needs to be a deeper connection between Egyptology and Africana studies, and Dr. Vanessa Davies is here to explain more. In her piece for Kemet Expert, she outlines how the divide between Egyptology and Africa studies perpetuates white supremacist scholarship and prevents Egyptology from being the inclusive discipline that it could be.
In these videos, we try our best to highlight as many awesome scholars and educators as possible, and there's no better way to do that than highlight the release of An Educator's Handbook for Teaching About the Ancient World, edited by Dr. Pinar Durgan. This open access volume includes 33 teaching activities and 7 essays by scholars from around the world, giving you the tools you need to creatively and effectively teach students at all levels about the ancient world.
You can read more of Dr. Durgan's work in her write-up of Plastered Skulls for Nursing Cleo. She talks about 10,000-year-old traditions of death, burial, and processing grief, and how to approach these topics in the modern day. Come for the excitement of learning about ancient death practices, stay for the Harry Potter references.
This month, educators have been all over the internet providing you with tools for online learning. Dr. Tiffany Early-Spadoni of the University of Central Florida has compiled a comprehensive list of online resources for the ancient Near East. Organized into categories like digital archaeology and objects and collections, this open access resource has you covered for all of your Zoom University needs.
If we're being honest, we know why you're here. You're here for the coverage of scholarship related to sex in ancient Rome, am I right? Evan McMaster for Psyche takes us through some of the sickest burns about Caesar and why we can learn from them about sex. Come for the deep jibes, stay for the insight into sex and gender roles in the ancient world.
For an overview of ways to enjoy, promote, and engage in classics during pandemic, take a look at Nina Papathanassopoulou's post for the Society of Classical Studies. Approachable writing, providing a number of escapes into the classical world.
So many texts, especially scientific texts from the ancient Near East, have no known authors. Weirdly, anonymity has a strange relationship with science in the modern day, too. Our own EL walks us through authorship and anonymity in Babylonian scientific texts over on the Journal of the History of Ideas blog.
If you're a fan of the Athenian Parthenon, you're likely also aware of the ongoing controversy around returning the Parthenon marbles from European institutions like the British Museum. Stephanie Wong discusses the intersection of China and Greece through the lens of the Parthenon and questions of empire applied in the past or in the present day.
If you've ever thought about the typefaces you use or see each day, Marwa Gadala's piece on Arabic typographic matchmaking for Hazin is a must-read. Her exploration of everything from Arabic counterparts of familiar Latin typefaces to calligraphic scripts is fascinating and beautiful, and will make you think about the typefaces around you.
Finally, for a bit of fun, take a look at the Parcast Network's Mythology Podcast, which just last month released an episode on the Mesopotamian creation myth, Atrahasis.
That's it for July and August selection. Thanks again to Dr. Sasson for his work on creating this list, for the community for creating awesome things, and to you and your interest. We'll see you next month with September's most interesting items.